The things I learned in my old neighborhood, the Italian-American neighborhood I came from, gave me a foundation for life, not just participating in sports. And so I always kind of think back to those days and what I learned then that still is a part of me, becomes part of who you are.
In my family, what was always said to me, anything worthwhile does not come easy. Everything worthwhile you have to work hard for. And that always was part of me. And so yes, it's difficult. Yes, sometimes it's hard, but you got to work extra hard and work together. And humility is huge. It's not about you. It's about the team. It's about everyone else. And so that's how I was brought up. And I think that's the essence of what it means to sports and why it unites people. Same thing.
With sports, it's like you're on the level playing field, and everyone is just kind of living through you at that moment. And to really be able to bring that excitement to them and kind of fulfill all their fantasies, because in turn I feel like, I'm fulfilling mine as well, and that's the inspiration that I get. And it's just like we are all one, and it's just you can freeze in that moment in time and wish it would just last forever.
The one thing I've really appreciated of my heritage, or at least being of Italian descent, was when I finally started going back to Europe and I started kind of reconnecting with Italy and where I'm, my particular part of where my family's from. And I kind of see how proud, and I was always curious, it's like, how did the Italians who stayed, not the ones that came here for a better life, how do they view us? And they really take a lot of pride, and they are proud of us, and they are proud of the fact that that there's a big Italian American contingent that has made a better life over here, and so I think even more so for me, once I was able to go back and kind of reconnect a little bit, it made it that much more significant.
There's a lot of people with that raw physical ability and talent, and it's little things that set a really good player from a great player to even an average player to be a really good player. And for me, it was my family, the way I was brought up, those family values. You respect the people around you, and you give to the people around you that have helped you get to wherever you may be. So I think that was the one thing that really put me over the top. I think in college, I had great people around me, coaches, Coach Rama at UConn. My parents always had my support. I mean, they would work all week, and then the weekends they would drive me all over California to go play AU tournaments, and my mom would have $100 saved underneath the bed, and we could go get a pair of basketball shoes. So everything they did was for us.
If you're going to use the word pressure, and I hear that all the time, I don't like that word, because if you want to define pressure, it's something that comes from within because of the fear of failing. In other words, you're a shortstop. You're in the ninth inning of the World Series, and the bases are loaded, 2 out, your team's 1 run ahead. If you say to yourself, if this ball's hit to me and I boot it, we're going to lose this series. What are you doing? You're putting pressure on yourself because you're thinking of failing. But if you say, hey, let the guy hit the ball to me and the game's over, you no longer have pressure. The only time you use it is when you're fearing failure.
In my day, I've seen many great athletes that are physically gifted, God-given abilities, but they don't have the work ethic. And I come from a hard-working, just coal-mining, blue-collar family that I was told you can be anything you want to be in this world if you work hard. And in my case, again, I can only speak from my own personal experience, but you go to the Olympic Games, everybody's the best in the world. It's a matter of who can perform when they have to perform, who has the heart. And it's 99% mental when you get to that level.